Hey y'all, this Lady TZCD coming at you with a quick video. I don't know how quick it is. I just want to rant, chat, talk to y'all a little bit. Tell me what y'all think about this little comment. It is Sunday evening. I'm out here on my sunroom porch, and I'm out here just talking and enjoying the sun going down and everything. Had a great meal. Went to the movies. Went to go see Indiana Jones new release movie, and had some Longhorns for dinner afterwards, me and hubby. So we enjoyed ourselves. Um, but yeah, I want to talk about neighbors. Yeah, I know I just moved. I'm not just. I've been in this home now for still under a year, 8 months. So I'm still. It's a new home, and new neighbors now have moved in. I have a neighbor on the, as I sit here on the right of me, and I have a neighbor. I don't have a neighbor on the left of me yet. And at first, when I was out here, it wasn't a lot of neighbors, period. The houses hadn't sold yet. And I was, I had two across the street, but it wasn't a full neighborhood. It's not a lot of houses uh, in the subdivision anyway. But to make a long story short, I was like, oh, I'll be glad when I get some neighbors. I wanted some neighbors. And so, better be careful what come out your mouth and what you wish for, what you hope for, because God knows best. And I was enjoying that. I was really enjoying that quietness. So what has taken place now? I have a neighbor on the right of me. They're a set of they're a couple, an older couple. They're older than Doug and I. And one she's from Colombia, and he's from here. And she speak a little English. She speak English pretty good, and he speak English. And how it started out, one night they knocked on the door, and they hadn't moved in yet. They was getting ready to move in, but they hadn't moved in yet. And they asked us to watch for a package. Could they put the package in our garage or something like that? I can't remember. It's been a couple of months. Because they only been in there. They've been in their home. If I've been in here 8 months, they only been like maybe 4 or something like that, 3-4 months. But like I said, and we was like, yes, we just met them. They knocked on the door and they introduced themselves and asked us could they watch a package and this and the third. We said okay. Now, grant you, I lived in the neighborhood for 20 years, and over there, that neighborhood was an older neighborhood, but in the beginning, I had kids when I first moved over there. And so and everybody that moved in over there, they had kids too. So their kids and my kids, they all grew up together. So that was more I had in common with that group of neighbors over there, because we all had kids. Um, and we kind of stayed close because of the kids. But when the kids grew up and moved out and moved away, we was cool. We was like, hey, how y'all doing? And back, we were still close, but not as close as we was with the kids when they was around and they was enjoying each other's company. So over here I don't have any kids, so it's just me and Doug house. I mean, I have kids, but they have their own life, they have their own place, they have everything of their own now. And so this house is supposed to be a new chapter for just Doug and I, without any kids, just him and I, to enjoy, our golden years together and the blessings that God has in store for us over here in this new chapter in our lives. And so they don't have any kids either. They're old. I mean, they don't have any kids that lives over there with them. I don't think they have any kids. I think they Empty Nesters, of course, they're older than us, but I don't know the backstory. But I was just shocked. I said out at to say to knock on the door and ask us to keep a package. And they had just moved in or whatever. So it caught me and Doug off guard. But of course, we said yes, okay, we'll watch out for it or whatever. So we're going to fast forward. Across the street, there's a young lady. She's over there. I think her father bought the house for her. She had came over before my neighbors. She had came over and asked us, introduce herself, brought me some flowers, and asked us to watch her home or something when she went out of town. That's one strike. I mean, that's one thing. I'm like, okay, we'll do that. And another neighbor came over here. They've been over there before us. They had a little girl. They wanted to introduce themselves. And they came over here maybe the second Saturday that we was in this house. rang the doorbell, had their little baby with them. And I was like, what is going on? I was like, I can't take it. You know what I mean? It's just too much, too much. I ain't used to all this. I ain't used to it, you know. Uh, but we went to the door and they introduced themselves, and you know that was that, and that was nice. It's being neighbor. That was how just being neighborly. And I was like, okay. Going back to the one next door that just moved in not too long ago. Very nice lady. Very nice lady. She wanted me to come over there and see what she's done to her house. And these are brand new houses. These are just a new subdivision. But they came in and just tore up the house, tore up and put what they wanted in. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Everybody different. But we didn't have that. The particular house is over here. Like I said, I hadn't bought a house in 20 years. So these houses, they weren't allowing you to go and pick out your own personal design of what you wanted in your house. You just pick a floor plan and you have that floor plan. But once you get in a house, you do what you want to do. I understood that. But I wasn't going to pick a floor plan that I like and then come here and tear up the house and put more stuff in it that I really, wanted. So that's what she did. She tore up the floors out, put cabinets in the closet. Just did a whole bunch of remodeling inside a brand new home. And then she saw us, we had put this closed screen porch in, and she said, oh, we're gonna do that, can we get the man that did that, can we get your contractor to do it for us? And Doug, my husband, he's Mr. Friendly, he'll share anything with you, whatever. Anyway, he shared the number, the information, for our screen and porch, and plus they wanted the same patio pavement. They wanted that too. So Doug gave me the number. And some kind of way the contractor wasn't calling him back. I don't know what happened, but he didn't get on no business. So she had to get her own business, reach out and get her own contractor. But anyway, make a long story short, it was a whole bunch of contracting going on. And I told you they had already tore up the inside of the house and put some new stuff in there. So I had to sleep through that, try to get through that project. Then they hired some people to come out to do the backyard. And these houses they close together. New homes, you don't get a whole bunch of lots anymore, unless you really spending up past, up there in the millions. You get lots. Sometimes you can get a builder with some lots, space between. But these new homes, you really don't have a whole bunch of space. And so, make a long story short, they had to do some yard work. She wanted yard work done. So the yard work extended out to the backyard with a whole bunch of banging, clanging, drilling, putting concrete down, putting the fence up, just a whole bunch of noise, y'all. These projects went on for a good 3 months, and they hadn't even been in the freaking house no more than 4 months. But since the time they've been in, it was a project going all day, every day. Now, granted, all the new homes have been built. There's no commercial building going on. It's just building going on at their house, and it was just constantly, all day, every day. And with me, I'm a diva of a certain age, woman of a certain age. Sometimes I can't sleep at night. I don't get good night sleeps. If there's such a thing, sleeps. Good night rest. Sometimes, and sometimes my stomach be hurting, may keep me up, or something. I don't know. But sometimes it's not a good night's sleep. So this particular day, this night, I had no sleep. Wake up with bang and bang. Like I said, they were close houses. Bang and bang, and they were coming through the wall. Bang and bang and bang, putting up. I don't know what they trying to fix a project that the previous contractor messed up, and they trying to get the patio fixed and drilling. I'm talking about. And I just was like, oh my God, this is crazy. This has been going on for ever since they moved in. So I called. I said, I can't take it. I got to call them and ask them to give me some type of timeline as to when these projects gonna be over with. Cause I mean, really, cause there was just a patio. So I called. He answered the phone. Person, her husband answered the phone. We had exchanged numbers. Remember, I had to get a package or whatever. But they, we had came close enough to exchange numbers. And she very friendly and everything. But then it became a strange friendly. Like, before I made the phone call, she would start giving me stuff that she didn't want, like for the planters. Of my flowers. She said, Trina, do you want that? Do you want that? I took a couple of things, and then I stopped saying, no, I don't want anything. I'm good. One day she came to the door with she had bought me a big old hydrangea, I think that's pronounced, plant to go in my backyard. I didn't know what to think about that, because I was just like, oh my gosh, I mean, that is just too much. But I took it, but I didn't understand why I was receiving it. But this is before all these projects were going on. And so I took it. I was just so thankful. We all trying to get our yard together. We all trying to get our house together. And I took it. I was like, I think this is too much, Doug. It was just a lot. And so I told Doug, okay, let's get some what you call, not barriers, but some boundaries set up here, because this is too much. It's becoming. But she just started giving me like all kinds of stuff that she didn't want for her yard. She was trying to ask me that I wanted. She was trying to telling me how to grow my flowers. I know how to grow plants. I know how to grow flowers. And I told you I got a green. Y'all see my green, I got a green thumb. So I can grow flowers. I know what to do with flowers inside. And I know what to do with, flowers outside. And ain't much to do. Just water them, whatever. Give them some food, whatever. Let them give them some time to grow. But she was telling me what to do, and I was listening. I was just listening. I'm being friendly. I'm being neighborly. I'm listening. But stuff that getting on my nerve, y'all. When all that banging and stuff, I'm going back to all talking about that banging. I had got on the phone, called her husband. I called their phone. He picked up the phone. I said, such and such. I said, do y'all know when y'all gonna stop, with the projects, or have a timeline when it may be finished? Because it's banging. It's just, I really appreciate if y'all can just have them come over a little bit later in the evenings. In the mornings instead of, they was starting at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30. It's fireworks in the background. They was coming at 7:30 in the morning. Sometime 8:30 in the morning. 7:30 in the morning. And in our covenant, Doug said he read that, you're not supposed to have any type of projects or construction work done in your house before 8:30 in the morning. Well, they was coming at 7:30, and they was staying all day at 8 o'clock at night. They'll go to lunch, come back, and then start back again. And it was just never no break. And I was like, dang, I want to be comfortable. I was getting to the point where I can't even rest in my own house. I have to go, you have to leave and come back. It was just too much, y'all. So I had to ask him, give me something, because it's got to change. And I wasn't mean with it. I just wanted to understand what is going on. Why are these projects going back to back? Do y'all have an ending date of when it's gonna stop? And can you please start a little bit later in the morning? So he said, sure, I can ask them to come. What'll be a good time to have them come? I said, well, can they at least start about 10? I'm thinking, dang, go on and give me some time to get up, get myself up and get my coffee or something. But at 7:30 in the morning, sometimes I'd be up all night and just be going to sleep by 5 or 6 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Or 4, whatever the case may be. So he said, sure, I will get them to start coming at 10. I said, well, what else do you have to have done? Oh, when they finish just the shelter, they're gonna build a little shed in the back, and then they're gonna do they're gonna finish my start on my screening porch. And I'm thinking to myself, this is getting ready to start, and this is gonna take a good 3-4 more months. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm thinking to myself, this ain't gonna never end. So that was it. So she saw Doug outside. Now I'm talking to her husband now. And she saw Doug outside. She said, what you eating? I want to talk to her. I was in the house, just like, and I was at a point where I was not, y'all know when you can't be talked to. Y'all know when it's not a good time to talk to people because you're on 10. My attitude was not good, and I didn't want to go to the door and talk to this lady at that time, because I had already talked to her husband really nicely, and I was already on 10 with having enough of this bullcorn. And I didn't want, that was not a good time to talk to her. And I had talked to her husband. I think he told her I called, and that triggered her to come over here and knock on my door. And I ain't knock on her door and talk to her. I called over there. I was gonna talk to her if he would answer the phone, but I talked to him. He answered the phone. I talked to him, but she won't come over here. I ain't coming no door. I wasn't not in my right mindset coming no door and talk to this woman. And so after that, she had called attitude because I don't know what happened. She stopped talking. She stayed in the house. They stayed in the house for a good. They still stay in the house. They used to be outside all the time. She'd be in her yard and outside in the front yard, outside. They stopped it. They stopped the people from coming over to the house. They said they're gonna stop for a good 2 months to, start some projects, and they'll start back in 2 more months or whatever. But I guess she got mad or upset. Stayed in the house. He stayed in the house. I didn't see her no more in the backyard. When she came, when my kids was over here, Doug was getting ready to take my kids were going to leave and put the baby in the car and whatever. Before he put the baby in the car, she was outside watering her yard, and Doug was going to introduce, let her meet the baby. She acting all cold and stank, and I said, come on, put my baby in the car. Put my baby in the car. She had caught an attitude. Whole face change. Once, speaking half dry speaking, and like I said, ain't nobody did nothing to her, ain't nobody said nothing to her, nothing. She just got pissed off or mad. And this been going on. Just don't change the whole attitude. So I prayed about it. I said, God, my heart. I ain't saying nothing to the woman. I ain't did nothing. But she don't got pissed off. I think she done got jealous because me and Doug over here, we still doing our thing. We still living. We still doing our yard and putting flowers out and trying to get our yard looking nice. This is my home. I spend too much on money to be over here dealing with some foolishness. Now, I know I ain't gonna deal with no foolishness. I know it. And one thing I caught when we was, I was going over there. I went over there one time. She started talking to me. Hey, sit down. Well, she started talking about some neighbors above her. I said, oh, I hear Doug calling me. We was outside. I hear Doug calling me because I'm not about to do that. I'm not about to start talking about other neighbors I ain't never met, and I'm not gonna talk about other neighbors. Period. I'm over here trying to mind my own business, drink my water. That's all I'm trying to do. Drink my water, mind my business. I'm not about to start talking about folks. We ain't doing that. I'm too old. I am too old. What they do that? She older than me. You start talking about the other woman. I was like, no, I don't know these people. I don't know nobody you talking about. I'm about to go. Doug calling me. How I leave. And I left. I ain't playing them. I ain't Doug talking about, I don't know why you went over there and just sat down and stuff. He be fussing. But instead of trying to be Mr. Happy-go-lucky neighbor. But only thing you need to do is wave. I told him this is the type of neighbor I want to be. I want to be the neighbor that say, hey, how y'all doing? Bye. I'm going in the house. You know what I mean? We don't stand out in the yard talking. It's changing no opinion about nobody else. Nothing. I just want to be, hey. You know what I mean? One of them. And that's how I was over there 103. I used to live at. It was, one for the kids, like I said. I wouldn't even speak then, but I had to stay connected because I had children and they would be playing with their kids. I had to know the parents then, But then after that, then they moved. We had new people come in. I definitely want to talk to them. Hey, how you doing? That's all I want to do. That's all I am, really obligated, if you want to use that word, to. I ain't got to even do that. But I don't want to be so rude where, if anything happen, I can't go to your house and knock on your door and say something. Oh, yeah, I can't call, or you can't come over here. So you got to have at least 1 or 2 neighbors you got to be able to do that with. But you ain't got to be friends with the whole damn block. Excuse me, Lord, because you don't have to be friends with everybody on the block. You do not have to be friends. You wave and go in the house. That's it. Because I don't want too much fear of our neighbor. Did y'all ever seen that show? And I'm not about to get. It start out being happy-go-lucky. You going over their house eating. They come over your house eating. Y'all get happy-go-lucky. Next thing you know, somebody get shot. No. I was not raised that way, to be so close to a neighbor. I'm gonna even like people in her house. She didn't even let us have company through to her. She didn't like nobody in her house, but her family or whatever. Then, hey, iffy. Certain amount of people You know, she didn't. It wasn't no revolving door. Some people have revolving doors. They like to have, they be their house, but all the kids can come over. They be their house that everybody in the neighborhood hang out at. But I have never been that comfortable. I never will be that comfortable. And so that's the story. But boundaries are meant, stuff that's, you know, to be set up in your life. And that also means with your neighbors as well. They may mean well, they may mean, you know, they want to be close and nice and all that. That's fine. But from your own side of the fence, okay, on your own side of the street. And we live too close. These houses are so freaking close that you don't need to be that dang on friendly with one another. You know what I'm saying? And so I told her, no, I'm glad. I'm glad we got her all the way together. I'm good, because it was about to be too much closeness, too much. So I got to be over here in peace. And I said, I'm gonna be in peace regardless. If that means you don't talk to me, you don't speak to me no more, good. You gonna have to deal with that, because I know my heart, and I ain't said nothing to you, ain't did nothing wrong to you, and you know, I still speak to you, but that's how I want it. So that's how it would be. Okay, tell me what y'all think below about neighbors. How y'all deal with y'all neighbors? Have y'all had any type of situation? Worse, you know, ain't no situation, whatever, ain't no drama, nothing like that. Because I definitely don't want no drama. But tell me, am I, you know, I feel some kind of way about that thing. I say I ain't got to be bothered with you. I don't want to be bothered with you, you know. And then I got a husband. He just want to be so friendly, talk to everybody, wave at everybody. I'm just trying to be neighborly. That's fine to be neighborly, but everybody ain't got to like. You ain't got to speak to everybody that walk up down there on the street. You know what I'm saying? That get him all the way out too. But love him to death. And then we have different personalities. I mean, I could be that woman. I could be that neighbor, got the nice husband and the mean wife. I don't care. Told my daughter that. Told my daughter, I mean, you ain't never been that way, Mom. I said, yes, I was. I was like, as soon as y'all moved that out, that's how I was. But anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Please comment below, share, like, hit that notification bell. I just want to come and talk to y'all. Tell me what y'all think. Because, I mean, really, peace.